Hello and welcome to Super Over Decoded, powered by IDFC FIRST Bank. It started a month ago and it's finally here, the finals of the T20 World Cup. India versus New Zealand. To be very, very honest, start of the tournament, when I was asked what the final is going to be, I said India for sure. And I thought it's going to be South Africa. And when I was asked about New Zealand, I was like, maybe Super 8s, that's about it. But then they've always done this in ICC tournaments. They've punched above their weight. And you would expect them to do that the same thing. They did it in the semi-finals. You expect them to do that the same thing against India in the finals. As far as India is concerned, well, and I've said this before as well, India went into this tournament as firm favorites, and now they're into the finals, even though the journey hasn't been as hunky-dory as India would have liked it to, or as dominating as India has been in the last couple of years. But then India is starting to play their real self, like a champion team. We saw that against West Indies, we saw that against England in the semis, and in the finals they are now, and they are looking the champion team that they are. So yeah, the history kind of is against them. India has never beaten New Zealand in a T20 World Cup game. There is no team which has defended successfully the T20 title. No home team has ever won. So there's so many things as far as history is concerned was against India. But then, you know what? If India plays their best cricket and New Zealand plays their best cricket, India will dominate the game. And that's how it has been. We saw that in the bilateral series, even though a lot of New Zealand players weren't available for that series. But then we saw the difference there. We saw the difference in that bilateral series. But it's a World Cup game. And now, obviously, around 130,000 people, maybe more, at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. The pitch which is used there is the center pitch, which is a mixture of red and black soil. It is a super batting pitch. So that center pitch is used for all the finals or the major games. It is a mixture of, like I said, red and black soil. So there is carry, there is bounce. Nothing much for the spinners though. But the ground is comparatively bigger than obviously Wankhede and Eden Gardens. But again, India's record in big games at that venue is not that great either. But India goes into this final being firm favorites again to win this and win the World Cup. Now, toss was won by New Zealand, and New Zealand elected to field. They wanted to chase, and this was a little surprising because India wanted to bat first, and generally speaking, you would want to bat first. Big tournaments like these, because the scoreboard pressure is very, very different. Whatever the total is, when you're chasing, add another 15 to 20 runs to that scoreboard, because in the finals, the pressure is absolutely different. So I was a little shocked, even though I know New Zealand has done well chasing down totals. They did that in the semis as well. But I was a little surprised, but I was quite happy that New Zealand elected to field because I thought India would have wanted to bat. And it suits India. Big game, bat first, bat the opposition out, like India did against England. And then you have enough and really good bowlers as well to defend totals if required, a smallish total. So I was a little surprised, but then good for India that New Zealand asked India to bat first. Finals are not about confusions. They're about clarity. When the moment arrives, players don't want complications. They want clear field, clear plans, and the freedom to execute. Banking should feel the same way. Simple, transparent, no hidden surprises. IDFC FIRST Bank Savings Account. Customers enjoy zero-fee banking on 36 essential services such as IMPS, NEFT, RTGS, ATM transactions from other banks' ATMs, checkbook issuance, SMS alerts, and much more. No complicated descriptions to read, no complex calculations to do, just simple, transparent banking. IDFC FIRST Bank Savings Account. Banking designed for peace of mind. India batting first. Absolute mayhem for 6 overs. And finally, Abhishek comes good. What do we say about Sanju Samson? Listen, it is the phrase that comes to my mind is the return of the prodigal son, because he's been around for so long and he's been rated so highly for so long. And finally, at the biggest stage, the biggest platform, he just comes good. He not just comes good, he back-to-back 3 games where he's been the highest scorer, and not just the highest scorer, maybe the most impactful player as well. So salute to Sanju Samson coming back as strongly as he has. It just seems with Sanju, the calmness that he brings to the table, obviously all that maturity and everything else, the calmness is unbelievable. when you see him out there, and the maturity in terms of the first 6 overs, he bats in a certain way. But after that, he it seems like he wants to take that responsibility of making sure he's there till the end. Something that he mentioned about having watched Rohit, having watched Virat, even though he hasn't played a lot of games, but sitting there, he's been part of teams and watching them see how they bat. He mentioned in one of his interviews, and I think that's what he wants to do. He wants to be that guy who, once he's set, right, he wants to take it deep. And he's done that again in this game as well. 92 runs in 6 overs. Now, quick word about Abhishek as well. Yes, he's had a tournament to forget thus far. But the finals, again, it was absolutely brilliant. Took his time initially, first couple of deliveries. That is absolutely fine, because once he gets going, it's not a problem. Strike rate will never be a problem for someone like Abhishek Sharma. He will get going. He will get those 4s and 6s. It's just that once he gets going, and this tournament, that has been the challenge for Abhishek to get going. The other important thing, a lot of credit to Gautam Gambhir and Surya Kumar Yadav. And this is again a leadership lesson as far as I'm concerned, because on one side, you want people to play fearless cricket and aggressive cricket. That's what made India this T20 side, this scary T20 side. But then on the other hand, you can't say that if you don't perform in 3 games, you're gonna get dropped. Because if you want the players to play fearless cricket, internally they have to be fearless. They just don't have to project it, but they got to feel it before projecting it. So that has to come naturally. And to be fearless, the most important thing is that sense of security. Now, that is so important, and especially in this format. If you don't give people enough opportunities or a longer rope, and especially players like Abhishek Sharma, who are match winners, please don't expect them to play fearless cricket. Or in other terms, don't expect people to be fearless if you don't give them security. These two come hand in hand. And this was again a great example of that. Backing Abhishek Sharma, and why not? And he's shown the reason why you need to back players like him. So 6 overs, 92 without loss, right? And then, okay, Abhishek Sharma falls. What happens? Ishan Kishan comes in. He gets another 50. And he gets a 50 almost at 200 strike rate. So it was just mayhem. So India were 200 plus after 15 overs. It was absolute chaos, absolute mayhem. And out of all of this, you had the skipper, Mitchell Santner, who bowled beautifully, right? So that's one. Then comes Jimmy Neesham, picks up 2 wickets, and suddenly, because by then India already had scored 200, the question was whether India is going to go to 270 or 250 or 240. The question was not, whether India will post a good total or not. The total was already posted by then. But those couple of things showed Indian bowlers how to bowl on this pitch. Santner varied his pace, bowled slower, while Jimmy Neesham came and took pace off. And we will see why I'm making these points in the next segment, because that is exactly what India did. So Jimmy Neesham did well, but last over, fabulous. Shivam Dube, again, one of the most underrated or unspoken heroes of this Indian side. Shivam Dube, look at the scorecard, and against his name, you'll see some contribution or the other. And more often than not, very impactful. And today was no different. Last over, Jimmy Neesham bowls, takes him for 20. India sitting pretty. So yeah, I mean, by then, you would always think what happened in that semi-finals against England. Even then, 7 runs, it looks 7, but the margin was a lot bigger than what the scorecard suggests. And again, India getting 255. That's a lot of runs to chase down. Well, defending 255, I mean, that is a luxury, but again, got to be a little mindful about, Finn Allen, what he did against South Africa in the semi-finals, Tim Seifert as well. He's a dangerous batter. 255, you would always back India. And just to make it sure, you wanted those early wickets, and that's what exactly happened. Got to give credit to Surya Kumar Yadav, how he changed things up. For example, this World Cup, he has not used Aksar so much in the early half of the power play. Got Aksar Patel in. He picked up the wicket of Finn Allen. Very, very similar to how Finn Allen got out to Aksar in the bilateral series. Guys, remember that bilateral series last game at Tiruvananthapuram? Exactly like that. So he got him on because the numbers suggest that against left arm spin, Finn Allen has a little bit of an issue. So that was one. So that was really, really good of him. Then also got Jasprit Bumrah in very, very early as well, realizing you get into that middle order early, that New Zealand middle order, the game's over. And that's exactly what happened. Comes in, and again, Jasprit Bumrah picks up a wicket of the first ball of his spell. He did the same thing with Harry Brook. He does that again in the finals as well. So, and now going back to what I mentioned, couple of things. Spinner did well, Akshar again did well, bowled beautifully, got couple of wickets, but then again used the pace really well, the angle really well, used really nicely there by Surya Kumar Yadav. Then Jasprit Bumrah, what does he do? Around 80-85% of his deliveries that he's bowled in this game were pace off, because he picked it up from Jimmy Neesham. The 16th over where Jimmy Neesham picked up 3 wickets in that over, bowling that slower into the pitch, Jasprit Bumrah. And that's the reason Jasprit is a class apart. He's a generational bowler. A lot of people talk about Jasprit Bumrah, oh, he's got, a unique action. Yes, he has that. And he does get a lot of benefit, which a lot of other bowlers can't. He naturally gets it from that action. Late release, hyperextension of the elbows and his joints. But the cricketing IQ, that separates him. He could have been a very good bowler with the uniqueness of his action. But what makes him great, or one of the greatest ever, is his mind, his IQ, his cricketing IQ, right? So he's not just a very good bowler, he's one of the best ever bowler. So he delivers again. And can you imagine the whole World Cup? His economy rate is shade over 6, just a little over 6 and over. And he bowls the difficult ones. He bowls the most difficult overs you can think in a T20 game. Yeah, I call him the postman because he always delivers, and he always delivers on time. So that was it. But the game was lost by New Zealand. I think India had won it after the 10th over or something. Even before that, 70 for 4, and kept losing wickets. Everyone contributed. The bowlers did well. And the other thing, talking about Surya, which I really liked, was he did not get Varun Chakravarti on very early. Varun was held back because I thought as much, because of his confidence level won't be very high, the way he has bowled in the last few matches. So held back to Varun. Generally, Varun does bowl 1 over in the power play, but he didn't this game. So it was wonderful how Surya actually used his bowlers. I know 255 defending would be easy, and people might say, oh, anyone can do that. But even then, I think Surya, the way he handled the bowlers, the bowling changes, who bowls when, was a really, really good one. And in the end, India were just too good. I don't think New Zealand were anywhere near chasing that down any point in time. So in the end, managing only 159, and India defending champions and now current champions as well, which is history being made by India. So congratulations to you all. This is a huge achievement, and got to give a lot of credit to obviously the support staff, the team, yes, but the support staff as well, including the selectors and all. It was never going to be easy. But then defending champion, now current champion, and also the first team to have won it while hosting the tournament as well. Well, my turning point, to be honest, is going to be the first 6 overs. I mean, when you score 92 without losing a wicket in the first 6 overs, the game is already set. You've set the tone for the game. Then it becomes, if your target is to get 200, you've got that half of that in the first 6 overs itself without losing a wicket. So you got 10 wickets in hand. And that's where you've got, Sanju, obviously, yes. And then also Abhishek Sharma. I think very nicely done in terms of tactically. Just wanted to go straight. His strength is on the offside. Just went there. Spinners took his time. That was very, very crucial. Initially taking his time because Glenn Phillips came in to bowl the second over. Did that. Didn't rush. Didn't hurry. And that says a lot about Abhishek and his maturity and what he's learned. And it seems like that is good. Obviously everyone makes mistakes and will make mistakes, but what you make out of those mistakes or what you learn from those mistakes is important. And it seems like Abhishek is learning things from his mistakes. So that's wonderful. Sanju, what can I say? In one of the previous video, I say, I hope Sanju turns the page here, and it just seems that he has. Back-to-back 350 plus scores. Yeah, people would say, Mr. 100, which he answered obviously in the pre-match press conference as well. Personal milestones don't matter. World Cups do. End of the day, people will remember how many World Cups you won. And these guys have won won a couple now. Some of them, at least. Yeah, some of them have won a couple. Most of them, obviously, have won one. Well, world champions again. So the final verdict for the final is just India proving how dominant they have been and how dominant they are in this format. And the good part about this team is you don't see too many people leaving the sport anytime soon. You don't see, if you look at everyone in that team, you say, you know what, another World Cup is there in almost everyone in that side. So how India has dominated in the last 2 years in this format, you see more of that in the future. And obviously, a template that the Indian team has set is for everyone else to follow. Fearless cricket, go out there, use your resources, bat freely, and that's what it is. So yeah, finally, congratulations and time to celebrate. Thank you for watching Super Over Decoded, an initiative by Elite Sports.